Ever meet somebody who just ghosts you, right? But like, their not being there is louder than when they were. Someone who, even when they're not saying nothing, just leaves this huge mark on you. That's the Sigma INFJ, pal. But why? Why is it these guys, more than anyone, are so damn hard to shake, even after they clam up? These ain't your run-of-the-mill quiet types, see? They don't just disappear into thin air. Now, their silence, it's like a freaking hurricane. They're saying a whole freaking lot by saying absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's right, their silence, it's talking. When a Sigma INFJ goes quiet, they don't need the freaking words to make you remember them. The space they leave, the way they back off, it's like they're telling you, hey, I don't need to be center stage to show you I'm here. And that's what makes them unforgettable. All right, so first up, the deep emotional resonance. These Sigma INFJs, they don't just watch people, they feel them. It's like they got this built-in radar, picking up on stuff most people wouldn't even notice. You talk to one of these guys, it ain't just a conversation, it's an experience. They make you feel seen, heard, understood, in a way most people only dream about, believe me. But hold on, it's not just feeling bad for you. These Sigma INFJs, they got this rare gift, connecting with the real you. They can tune into your thoughts, your fears, your hidden desires, without you saying a damn word. Like they can read your soul or something. That ability to make you feel understood on such a deep level, it creates this emotional imprint, almost impossible to forget. Capiche? When they're around, it feels like they've unlocked something in you. Something no one else has ever seen. Your soft spots, your hidden potential. They can speak to that part of you in a way that no one else can. And when they leave, it's like that piece of you is still hanging in the air, still carrying the weight of their understanding. This emotional thingamajig, it's got some kick. See, that's why these Sigma INFJs, they can leave a mark that sticks with you long after they've bolted. And get this, it ain't 'cause they're trying, it's 'cause they just can't help it. It's in their DNA to connect, deep like, make you feel like you're the only schmuck that matters at that moment. And that kind of connection? Forget about it. Their knack for making these deep emotional bonds is one of the reasons why people find it so hard to move on from a Sigma INFJ once they've weaseled their way into your life. It's like you can never truly unfeel the punch they've packed. The emotional deep dive they offer ain't just a flash in the pan, it's a lasting impression that sticks with you. And no matter how much time goes by, those emotional ties linger, reminding you of a time when someone actually got you. So next up, we got the unpredictable nature of their silence. These Sigma INFJs, they ain't just quiet types, they're strategic with it. They don't just yap to fill the void. When they clam up, it's on purpose. Now, their silence ain't 'cause they're ticked off like with other folks. It's a calculated play. Usually it's a retreat to recharge, protect their vibe, or mull things over. But the thing that makes it so unpredictable is you never really know why they've gone mum. Maybe they're working through some deep stuff, or maybe they're just taking in the world without feeling the need to blab about every little thought that pops in their head. But here's the kicker. This unpredictability, it creates this mystery around them. People can never quite figure out when or why they'll go silent, and that mystery becomes like a superpower. Their silence ain't just being MIA, it's being present, undercover. When Sigma INFJs go quiet, it's almost like they're speaking louder than when they're actually talking. Their stillness forces people to pay attention, to wonder what's not being said. You start to wonder if you've screwed up, if something's been left hanging, or if there's some deeper reason behind their disappearing act. This whole unpredictability thing keeps folks on their toes, see? Makes them curious, always questioning their deal with the INFJ. And that curiosity sticks with you. It ain't just the missing that leaves a mark, it's the question marks, the quiet oomph of knowing they're always running their own quiet time. And that control, like a moth to a flame, I'm telling you. Their silence creates this whole where'd they go vibe, a need to get what's cooking behind that chill, put together face. The more the clock ticks, the more their silence hangs around in your head. You're replaying stuff, trying to crack the code on what they were thinking, why they bailed into their own world. This whole to be continued thing, unforgettable, I'm saying. All right, so thirdly, the unspoken power of their boundaries. Sigma INFJs, right? They got this like invisible wall of calm. It's a TRIP. They draw the line with this gentle firmness, never aggressive, but everyone senses it immediately. It's like their boundaries are this quiet force field, subtle but impossible to ignore, and the moment you notice it, bam, you realize you've stepped into a space that demands respect. What makes these boundaries so powerful? Self-knowledge, pal. These Sigma INFJs have spent years mapping their inner terrain, so when they say enough, it ain't spur-of-the-moment defensiveness, it's a carefully chosen signal that their energy must be protected. This internal clarity radiates outward, creating an aura that both attracts and humbles. People can't help but admire someone who honors their own limits without apology. Their restraint also flips a psychological switch in others. When most of us encounter a barrier, we either push harder or walk away. But with a Sigma INFJ, the barrier feels purposeful rather than punitive. And that difference sparks intrigue. You start wondering what lies beyond that line, what stories, insights, or depths they're guarding. The respect they command through silence and composure makes you want to earn the right to step closer, not force your way in, you know? But at the same time, their boundaries, they're like a freaking mirror. By standing firm, they expose where you bend over backwards too easily, where you ignore your own needs, where you chase validation instead of authenticity. And believe me, few personalities highlight these blind spots with such quiet precision. In their presence, you quickly learn that saying no can be an act of deep self-respect, not conflict. And that lesson sticks with you long after they exit the scene. Because they never grandstand about their limits, the effect intensifies. They don't lecture you about self-care or broadcast morals on social media, they simply demonstrate it. And demonstration is contagious. You leave a Sigma INFJ encounter recalibrated, asking yourself where you need to draw a line, how you can better steward your own emotional resources. That subtle shift in your mindset is part of their lasting impact. Ultimately, the unspoken power of their boundaries boils down to this. They value their inner peace more than external approval. And that rare prioritization is magnetic. Their quiet refusal to overextend invites you to rethink your own trade-offs. In a world that glorifies constant availability and endless interaction, a Sigma INFJ's calm, unwavering boundary stands out like a lighthouse in fog, guiding, steady, unforgettable. All right, so fourth on the list, we got the striking aura of intellectual depth. Yeah, sounds fancy, right? These Sigma INFJs, they got this like vibe, this aura of being super smart, almost like you can touch it. When they start yapping, it's not just blah, blah, blah. It's like digging into ideas, cutting up concepts, and twisting how you see things in ways you never even thought about. There's this quiet, intense thing going on when they're thinking that makes you feel like you just found a new room in your own brain. And get this, it ain't about showing off or needing a pat on the back. It's like they gotta do it. This never-ending hunt for what things mean and why they're here, you know? Whether it's some deep talk about, philosophy, psychology, or what's gonna happen to the world, these Sigma INFJs, they pull you into this world of thoughts you didn't even know you were missing. It's like their brain is this bottomless well, and the more you hang out with them, the more you see how much more there is to find. But here's the kicker. They can take all these complicated ideas and make them real. They don't just talk theories, they make all this abstract stuff come to life. And that's what makes them so interesting. When they talk, it's like every word is heavy, like it's got this well-made idea behind it, all thought out and put in just the right spot. It's not about being loud or taking over. It's about being on point, careful, and making every word count. So you got your Sigma INFJ in the room, right? And even when they ain't saying a freaking word, you feel the weight of that brain of theirs, like hanging out next to a quiet thunderstorm, subtle, but still packing a punch, just brewing with all these ideas that want to be set free. You just know if you asked the right question, they'd open up a whole new can of worms for you. And it's that promise of something deep that keeps you hanging on. This quiet thing ain't a void. It's more like a space filled with all this knowledge, thoughts, and observations that the world just ain't ready to hear. And that's what makes them so damn unforgettable. The fact that they don't always gotta share what's on their mind just makes you want to learn more. It's that mystery, that invite to explore their mind that sticks with you long after they've clammed up. All that depth also gives you a sense of respect. People might walk away from talking to one of these Sigma INFJs feeling like they've just seen something important, something that makes them rethink their own worldview. It ain't just about being smart. It's about seeing things differently, seeing the world through a lens that nobody else even notices. And that sticks with you, becomes part of how you understand life. Number 5, the creepy-ass ability to read people. So these Sigma INFJs, they got this spooky talent for sussing people out. It ain't about, mind reading. It's more about feeling what you're feeling. They clock your body language. They hear the vibe in your voice. They catch the teeny tiny stuff that everyone else just misses. And this makes them masters at getting the unspoken junk that makes people tick. It's like they're looking right into your soul, getting your fears, your hangups, your secret cravings, without you even saying a word. They know when you're scraping by, when you're faking the funk, or when you're hiding something behind that mask of yours. It ain't that they're psychic, just that they're tuned into the subtle stuff that most people ignore. This sharp sense lets them vibe with people in a way that's both cozy and unsettling. But the thing that makes this skill so unnerving is that they don't spill the beans. Sigma INFJs, they ain't gonna call you out on your weak spots unless they gotta. They'd rather keep it to themselves, quietly thinking it over in their own heads. This gives you this kind of spooky feeling that they know you better than you know yourself. It's both nice and scary, which is why people walk away feeling both seen and totally exposed at the same time. So you hang around one of these Sigma INFJ types, and suddenly you're thinking, do they know more about me than my own therapist? And that, my friends, is what makes them so damn unforgettable. That feeling of being understood, really understood, without having to spell it out. Most people are dying for that, but they hardly ever get it. And once you've been on the receiving end of that, forget about it. This whole reading people thing also makes these Sigma INFJs crazy perceptive in social situations. They can spot a liar faster than a politician spots a camera, sense tension like a seismograph, and know when someone's hiding their feelings better than they know their own. But instead of, pointing it out and making things awkward, they just adjust. They just glide through even the most messed up social situations. It's this quiet mastery that draws people in. And once you've been around them, you can't forget how they made you feel. Understood, seen, and just a little too exposed. In the end, the real power of a Sigma INFJ's reading people ability is that it's not just about figuring people out, it's about making them feel known. It's one of the most powerful and sneaky qualities they got, and it leaves an impression that sticks around long after they've claimed up. So next time you meet someone who seems to get you without you saying a word, you'll remember that weird feeling that only a Sigma INFJ can leave you with. Sixthly, the old battle between being free and getting attached. So these Sigma INFJs, right? They're always playing this game with themselves. They're dying for some real talk. None of that how's the weather garbage, just straight to the deep stuff. But the second they think they're losing their edge, poof, they're gone. Makes you wonder what the heck just happened. And let me tell you, this whole back and forth thing, it's got some serious juice. When they're into you, man, it's like fireworks. They let you peek behind the curtain, and it's kind of addictive. But try to get comfy, and bam, they're out of there, back to their bat cave. Suddenly you're playing the what did I do wrong game. Keeps them stuck in your head, doesn't it? But here's the kicker. It's not a joke. They're not messing with you. Sigma INFJs, they're all about keeping it real. So when they bail, it's because they got to think, recharge, or find their North Star again. They ain't going to ditch who they are for a hug, but they ain't giving up on finding someone real either. This whole dance makes every moment you got with them feel, kind of special. Look, psychologically, this whole shebang taps into something real deep in the human condition. We always want what we can't have. The more this Sigma INFJ character bounces between coming close and backing away, the more you're going to feel like you're getting sucked into their world. Every time they retreat, it plants this little question in your head. Are they ever going to open up again? And every time they come back, it feels like proof that it's worth sticking around. Their whole independent thing also makes you look at yourself, Hanging out with one of these Sigma INFJs forces you to ask some questions you probably don't want to answer. Am I clingy because I'm afraid to be alone? Can I respect someone's need for space without getting all bent out of shape? So in this way, their back and forth doesn't just make an impression, it changes how you see what a healthy relationship can even be. At the end of the day, this whole dance between being independent and connecting with people is what makes these Sigma INFJs tick. It's why they can disappear for weeks and still be all you can think about. They teach you that loving someone without giving them space is like choking them. And having space without love is just being alone. Balance in those two things is a lifelong job, one that makes Sigma INFJs impossible to forget for anyone who gets close enough.
All right, so seventhly, the magnetic energy of their authenticity, whatever that means.
These Sigma INFJs, they get this thing, right? This magnetism. But it ain't the usual song and dance. No flashy charisma, no big show. No, it's like they're just themselves. No apologies. They ain't trying to fit in, ain't pretending, and somehow that pulls people in. Go figure. And the thing is, that kind of realness, it's rare. Like finding a decent cup of coffee past midnight. Everyone's putting on a show, curating their image, and then these INFJs walk in, flaws and all. It's like a breath of fresh air, you know? People just gravitate towards that honesty. There's a confidence there too. Just being themselves, not looking for a pat on the back. They don't need your approval, and that's powerful. People might not always agree with them, but they respect it. And respect, that turns into something else, something like admiration. This authenticity, yeah, it also kind of builds this sense of like trust, you know? When you're hanging with a Sigma INFJ, what you see is what you get. No phoniness, no BS. And since they ain't looking for nothing back, you're stuck with this feeling that they actually dig you, warts and all. It's rare to bump into someone that real. And that's what makes the Sigma INFJ so damn unforgettable. But it's not just about being real, it's about getting others to drop the act too. Sigma INFJs, they make a space where it's cool to be yourself, where folks feel safe enough to let their guard down and just be. In a world where everyone's wearing a mask, these Sigma INFJs are like, hey, take that thing off, will ya? Their realness hits hard because it messes with what we think fitting in even means. Sigma INFJs, they show you that being accepted ain't about conforming. It's about owning who you are. Their vibe doesn't just make you look up to them. It makes you want to steal their whole style of just being themselves. And that kind of effect, the one that pushes others to just be real, that's why Sigma INFJs stick with you way after they've left the building.
Now, last but not least, their ability to make others feel special. These Sigma INFJs, they got this thing, see? They can make you feel like you're the only person in the room, even if you're like drowning in a sea of humanity. And it ain't with, big showy stuff, but with something way sneakier. Real, undivided attention. When they're listening, it's like, poof, the world disappears. And suddenly, you're the whole damn show. And the kicker? It's not just some flash in the pan moment. It's real, see? They don't just hear you, they listen. It's like they're reading your mind or something. They catch all the stuff you don't even know about yourself. This kind of focus, it's powerful. Creates a connection that leaves you feeling seen, validated, and yeah, truly valued. Even when they ain't saying a word, somehow you still feel like you matter. It ain't about spouting the right garbage. It's more like they get you to think your own dumb thoughts actually mean something. Like you ain't just another schmo. That kind of quiet support, that's the stuff that sticks with you, see? It's a gift, a real freaking emotional gift that most people only dream about. Hanging with them, you don't just get heard, you feel special. Like they're giving you some kind of shot to actually show them who you are. And that feeling, that sticks long after they're gone, That's a rare trick. Making people feel like that. It makes those Sigma INFJs real hard to shake, no matter how long it's been. If you've ever had the privilege of encountering a Sigma INFJ, you know just how unforgettable they truly are. And if you are Sigma INFJ, you know what I am talking about. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. See you in the next video.